From a small city in the heart of the Philippines to the bright, unrelenting lights of the world's biggest fashion stages, this is the story of a young woman whose journey reshaped what millions believed was possible. Her name is Kelsey Merritt, a Filipina who stepped onto the runway not just for herself, but for an entire nation watching with pride. A woman who proved that dreams don't have borders, and that the world will make room for you when you're ready to step into your light. But behind the historic headlines and the glossy magazine covers lies a deeper story, one of discipline, sacrifice, and a determination forged long before she ever walked the Victoria's Secret fashion show. Today, we go beyond the glamour to explore her early life, her struggles, her triumphs, and the legacy she's still writing. This is the powerful, inspiring journey of Kelsey Merritt, a story of identity, courage, and an unwavering belief that the world's biggest stages are meant for those who dare to rise. Welcome to the channel, and welcome to the remarkable life of a modern icon. Kelsey Merritt was born on October 1, 1996, in Angeles City, Pampanga, Philippines, a city marked by its cultural crossroads near the former U.S. Clark Air Base. The geography of her childhood, an island nation with a long history of interactions with the United States, would later echo in the mixed nature of her identity and the global settings of her career. Her earliest memories, as with many children raised in Filipino households, were grounded in family rituals, Sundays with extended family, communal meals, and a culture that prized modesty and respect. From a young age, Kelsey was active and visible. School activities, athletics, volleyball is often mentioned in profiles, and local modeling and pageant appearances. These early public moments were not signs of an immediate, single-minded ambition to be an international model. Rather, they served as the first arenas where she learned presence, poise, and how to take direction, skills that would prove invaluable later. Kelsey's family life embodies a blend of Filipino and American histories. Her mother is Filipina and her father is American. Profiles note European roots, French, German, British, and Irish on the paternal side. This mixed heritage placed Kelsey in the multivalent space of a bicultural identity. At home she was Filipino in language, food, and family customs, but in other contexts she navigated being perceived as Filipino or as American, depending on audience expectations. That duality would later shape public conversations about her identity, representation, and the politics of visibility in fashion. Kelsey is one of several siblings. Multiple profiles list sisters and a brother. The family's support, quiet, practical, and often protective, repeatedly appears in interviews and profiles as an anchor during the early career moves that required long separations and unfamiliar work rhythms. Her parents encouraged education and stability while allowing Kelsey to explore modeling. That balance is a recurring theme in her personal narrative. Education mattered in the Merritt household. Kelsey graduated from Ateneo de Manila University, one of the Philippines' most prestigious institutions, with a communications degree, completing her studies in May 2017. Those years at Ateneo provided intellectual grounding and a social network that gave her both confidence and perspective. For someone entering the image-centric world of modeling, the communications degree offered tools, media literacy, storytelling instincts, and the ability to navigate interviews and public relations with sophistication. Her choice to finish university before fully relocating to New York is important to her biography because it shows intentional sequencing, education first, broader career after. That decision illustrates a temperament that prizes preparation and long-term thinking above immediate fame. It also served as a source of pride and legitimacy in the Philippines, the nation where family expectations and the prestige of educational attainment carry considerable weight. Kelsey's modeling work began in the Philippines in her teens. She appeared in local campaigns and commercials. Brands and projects like Palmolive, San Miguel Light, and local labels have been cited in industry profiles, and she posed for Philippine magazine editorials and covers. These early jobs allowed her to cultivate a professional work ethic, showing up early, being coachable, and learning to perform consistently under pressure. After graduating, Kelsey made the strategic move to sign with international agencies and relocate to New York City, a hub for global fashion. She joined Wilhelmina and later other international agencies, and began navigating casting rooms and editorials that demanded a different tempo and scale than Philippine commercial work. Her background, that once local and globally legible, helped her in an industry that is increasingly seeking diverse faces with cross-market appeal. The defining breakthrough in Kelsey's career came in 2018 with her casting in the Victoria's Secret fashion show. In September 2018, her selection was announced widely, and in November the show took place in New York City. It later aired on television. Her presence on that runway was historic. She was presented as the first Filipino woman to walk the Victoria's Secret fashion show. For many viewers in the Philippines and the global Filipino diaspora, her walk felt like a collective achievement, an emblem that the world's most visible, commercialized runways were widening their definitions of beauty. Kelsey herself dedicated the milestone to the Philippines and to a narrative of inclusion. Within months, editorial opportunities followed. She was profiled by Vogue for a Beauty Secrets video and appeared in other high-visibility features. In early 2019, she was named a Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue rookie, another marker of mainstream recognition in markets outside traditional high-fashion circuits. These appearances consolidated her status not merely as an up-and-coming model, but as a cross-platform public figure who could move between editorial, commercial, and lifestyle media. Several achievements stand out as both milestones in Merritt's career and symbolic moments in fashion's shifting landscape. Victoria's Secret Fashion Show 2018. Her walk in November 2018 made international headlines and positioned her as a symbol for Filipino representation on global runways. Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue 2019 being featured as an SI swimsuit rookie amplified her crossover appeal to mass audiences and demonstrated her capacity to engage with different visual genres in fashion media. Editorial and campaign work. Kelsey's editorials, interviews and brand partnerships, including fashion editorials for key magazines and brand campaigns, expanded her footprint from commercial Philippines work to international markets. Her agency affiliations across Paris, Milan, London, and New York reflect how agencies positioned her for multi-market campaigns. These achievements are significant beyond mere credits. They contribute to an evolving narrative of representation that resonates with marginalized or underrepresented communities seeking visibility in global culture. Kelsey's success functions both as individual accomplishment and as an emblematic cultural moment. Kelsey's public persona is disciplined and guarded. She cultivates an image of professionalism and discretion. She uses social media, notably Instagram, where her handle is @Kelsey Merritt, to share both work updates and glimpses of daily life, travel, family moments, and behind-the-scenes images from shoots. Her online presence is curated to reinforce an accessible but aspirational identity, one who honors roots, takes her craft seriously, and balances work with personal renewal. Interview excerpts and profiles show a woman who values family, education, and humility. She has spoken about her love for her mother and the support she received. She often frames achievements as collective. "We did it" is a phrase that appeared in her early social posts after the Victoria's Secret casting announcement, an articulation of gratitude rather than solitary triumph. Kelsey's ascent has not been without critique. One recurring controversy in public conversation surrounds identity and passing. As a mixed heritage model who can appear white passing in certain photographs, Kelsey has faced online criticism and debate about what it means to represent a national or ethnic group. Critics questioned whether she could legitimately be called Filipina in contexts that required visible markers of ethnicity. In response, Kelsey and many commentators stress the complexity of identity, the realities of mixed heritage, and the meaningfulness of having someone with Filipino roots visible in global fashion spaces. The discussion illuminates broader industry problems, tokenism, expectations around visibly legible diversity, and the gap between representational fasts and deeper structural inclusion. In other areas, contract negotiations, the usual pressures of modeling schedules, and the demands of public life, Kelsey has confronted standard industry challenges, relentless travel, scrutiny of appearance, and the need to maintain physical and mental health while meeting professional obligations. She has addressed preparation and self-care in interviews, offering a pragmatic view of the métier rather than a glamorized version. While Kelsey is not primarily known as a philanthropist in the classical sense of running foundations, her public actions and statements have reflected an awareness of representation and opportunities for youth in the Philippines. The symbolic nature of her achievements, especially her Victoria's Secret walk, became a platform from which she could amplify attention to Filipino designers, local fashion talent, and the importance of role models for young Filipinos interested in international careers. Her social media and interviews often highlight gratitude to mentors and the importance of giving back, a soft but meaningful form of public engagement. It is common for models of her generation to partner with established charities or support causes via campaigns. If and when Kelsey pursues formal philanthropic projects or partnerships, those would be natural extensions of her public voice. As of the date of these sources, her most visible philanthropic contribution has been inspiration and visibility rather than a signature charitable foundation. Kelsey's recognitions are principally cultural and industry-oriented rather than trophy-based. Her most widely recognized honors are the milestones themselves, being the first Filipino on the Victoria's Secret runway and being an SI swimsuit rookie. Publications profiles, magazine covers, and inclusion in editorial lists of notable models function as peer and industry recognition. These recognitions have a practical effect, opening doors to campaigns and editorial work, but they are also symbolic, marking shifts in industry attention and market diversity. As of the latest reliable public reporting, Kelsey continues to work between major fashion capitals, New York, Los Angeles, Paris, Milan, and London, represented by international agencies. She remains active on social media, steadily building a brand that spans fashion, lifestyle, and beauty. Profiles into the mid-2020s still list her agency affiliations and track new collaborations and editorial work. Her career trajectory suggests continued opportunities in modeling, brand partnerships, and possibly roles that leverage her communications degree, media hosting, brand ambassadorships, or entrepreneurial ventures tied to beauty or lifestyle. Kelsey Merritt's legacy is twofold. First, there is the personal legacy of a professional who approached her craft with discipline, respect for education, and a strategic sense of timing, graduate fast, then expand. Her career path models a template for young creatives from developing markets, balance formal education and local experience, then make a calculated move to global centers. Second, and perhaps more enduringly, she helped shift representational norms in commercial fashion. In becoming widely recognized as the first Filipino woman to walk the Victoria's Secret runway, she offered millions of Filipinos a new story, one in which their faces and heritages are visible in mainstream global media. Even the debates that followed about passing and authenticity are part of a larger, necessary conversation about how representation should be defined and who decides it. Merritt's career thus serves as an inflection point, prompting fashion institutions, critics, and audiences to ask more sophisticated questions about diversity beyond token gestures.